Warning, the following images you are about to see were not drawn by a third grader and may cause mild headaches, heart failure, and or melting eyeballs. Viewer discretion is advised.
With effigies coming out and my Slayer level getting up pretty high, it was quickly changing from my least favorite skill to one of my favorites. If anyone remembers effigies when they came out, they were absurdly common to where you could get like 4 a day. Granted, that is if you're a pro no-life like me. So Slayer was going to be a lot, and I mean a lot faster than I ever planned on it being. That free extra 200k XP a day added up so quickly. Before I knew it, I had myself 85 Slayer, and you know what that means. Oh yes, Abyssal Demons. The moment I had been waiting for ever since I started training Slayer. I literally started training Slayer at the perfect time. Not only did effigies just come out, but they also had just updated Bounty Hunter to where you could no longer get Slayer drops when you killed people. So that meant that anyone who died with the whip, that whip was gone completely from the game, making Bounty Hunter the best item sync ever in RuneScape. Item syncs made items much more valuable, so whips were around 3 mil to almost 4 mil at the time. I had quite a bit of Slayer points stocked up, so I was pretty reluctant to get myself an Abbey Demon task. After about 10 cancelled tasks, I finally got one. So I geared up and headed to Curadel's dungeon. Everyone I had ever talked to about Abyssal Demons said they didn't get their first whip until about 3 or 4 tasks, so I didn't really expect anything, and I definitely didn't get my hopes up. Anyone who's ever killed one of these knows the troll drops, from black items to crimson charms. You know Jagex did that shit on purpose just to fuck with you. After about halfway through my task, sure enough I see one of those whips curled up on the ground. I was pretty ecstatic that I wasn't one of those people who it would take forever to get my first whip. So I started trying to finish out my Slayer task, sure enough, bam, second whip. I was like, no shit, 2 whips on my first task, fuck yes. Free 6 mil, thanks Jagex. Started killing more, bam, third whip. I was like, this is fucking awesome, 9 mil on my first Abyssal Demons task. You can only guess why they became my favorite task pretty quickly. So I finished out my task, got back to usual Slayer, and I soon achieved 99 attack, and I had moderately high strength and defense. My Slayer level was getting up there too. Can't remember exact levels, but they were all pretty close to 90. I kept up with Slayer and went for 99 defense next. I should have done strength because that would have helped a lot more for Slayer than defense, but the hipster in me wanted the cool 99s first. And would you know it, about this time the new occult floors for dungeoneering came out. And I was like, fuck training Slayer with a Sarah sword. I want to get my hands on one of those chaotic rapiers so I can train faster. My combat level was much higher now, so it was going to be a lot faster to find a team. And so I headed off to Daemonheim.